All right, guys, we are outside here. We have our drone here all set up as we saw in the video inside. Weather is good today, between 10 and 15 miles an hour. Very dull gray day, overcast, but it is what it is. So anyways, let's get this thing fired up. VTX 400 for now, set, yes. All right, 400 milliwatts. Let's arm this puppy. There we go. Angle mode for now. All right, guys, we are back in the studio, and guys, I am totally amazed. I am shocked. I am amazed. I'm actually lost for words, guys. This thing was an amazing experience. So yeah, guys, obviously this is my first actual Acura quad, but guys, I was literally blown away by the performance and just the capabilities of this drone. Let's start from the beginning. All right, we were out there. The weather was not bad, pretty good. I put my first set of batteries on here. I'm using an 850 milliamp hour battery, 4-cell obviously. So the first thing I noticed was, once I put the goggles on, was that the image was crystal clear. The camera on here is amazing, guys. So they did a good job choosing this camera here. At first it was running around 400 milliwatts. It worked pretty well, so no complaints there in that department. But yes, guys, the first thing I noticed was just how smooth, how stable, just how easily it tracked while moving forward or in its orientation or direction. It was just going straight. I don't know if it's the tune or not, but it was just smooth. So anyways, this is my first time flying it, obviously. So my first battery, I was just taking it very slow, very smooth, just trying to get some steady, straight flight, some banks, easy banks, some climbs, some descents. Just getting a good feel for the drone, seeing how sensitive the sticks are, the throttle, the power to weight ratio. But this thing is obviously in another league. This thing was beyond my expectations. I put my second battery on here, went for another flight. I decided to go a little more aggressive. I did all of this without my action camera. As you can see right here, I have a mount for a GoPro. I am using the GoPro right here, GoPro Hero 3. Now this isn't a really advanced, this obviously is a Hero 3, but the weight of this camera is in between, let's say, a naked GoPro and a Hero 6. So it's around, I think, 39 grams. So not the lightest, not the heaviest. And, you know, this thing is, you know, secured on here. And that's how it's mounted. Pretty cool. I can change the angle. It's a really, really nice setup. It is heavier than a naked GoPro, and this drone was designed for a naked action camera. So that may have played an influence in the CG or whatever, but we'll talk about that once we get there. But the second battery, we flew it without the action camera, and that thing flew great. Obviously, I was more aggressive on the sticks. This thing climbed pretty easily, pretty aggressively. And guys, the tracking, the stability on this thing, I don't know if it's the flight controller or the tune on this, it just goes. Where you point this thing, it just either nose down, there's no real prop wash. Unless you're going straight down, then you might get into some prop wash. But if you're just descending nose down into a dive, guys, this thing is just a dream to fly, guys. So I don't own any 5-inch drone, but I can see how this would emulate or, yeah, fly like a 5-inch drone, because this thing has a lot of power. It's smooth, it's steady. There's no real oscillations, no really external factors from either the prop wash or winds outside. It just flew great. It got to the point where I got so comfortable that, as you can see in the last clip, I did a loop, a forward flip there, and I went straight into the palm trees because I was feeling so confident with this. And obviously, from all my time flying, this was literally my first crash in a drone ever. Not a big deal. I ran into a palm tree, a Florida palm tree, went to get it, put the beeper on, found it. And guys, no broken propeller blades, nothing. The camera's still the same. Maybe just a little bit of dirt on there. We had a lot of rain recently, so there was some mud on here. And as you can see, this thing is still a little bit dirty. It's not as clean, but this is all the factory parts on here besides the camera. Everything is still on here, and the antenna is still good. So yeah, guys, this thing just inspires confidence. And the weird thing about this whole experience is that I'm usually a cinema or a, you know, a steady cruiser type of pilot. I like to cruise and just fly smooth, high, and just cruise, take some light bangs. This thing kind of woke up a sleeping giant in me. I don't know. It makes me want to do a lot more accurate. I can see why guys are really loving, you know, quads and doing all this freestyle stuff. I'm happy that this thing can do that very well. Now my third battery, I decided to put the action camera on here. Obviously this is not designed for a full-size GoPro. GEPRC does make a naked GoPro, pretty nice naked GoPro Hero 8. I'll leave a link down below where you can find that. So I did go for that third flight and immediately I could feel the weight, but nothing that the drone can't do. It took off pretty easily, but it wasn't as nimble as the first two flights. So I tried to do some nice, stable, smooth flying with it just to see what the results would be. It looked perfect in my goggles, but as you can see in the footage, there was a lot of jello and some vibration there. I don't think that has to do with the drone because those vibrations is not showing up in the camera here. Now this is an older camera. This doesn't have any optical image stabilization or anything like that. There's no digital stabilization. This is a really, really old action camera. I can't even put this in real steady or real steady go to smooth it out. During that same time, I also did turn up the power on the VTX. So now I'm using 600 milliwatts, which is the highest output on this VTX for this drone. The VTX isn't bad. Obviously, if you're flying behind buildings, trees, or behind water, or any kind of building, then yeah, you get some breakup because we're flying with analog. I'm sure you won't have that issue with the digital version. So yeah, guys, so on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd rate this a 5 out of 5. This thing is an amazing drone. And I've done a lot of reviews, whether it be drones or just tech videos. Very rarely do I come across a product that gets a full 5 stars. Everything that you would want out of a bigger drone, like a 5-inch drone, is compacted and cheaper in a small drone here. It flies great, VTX is good, camera's amazing. Never had any failsafe. Obviously, I'm using the TBS Crossfire in the back here. This is the Immortal T antenna. And I think I was running around 250 milliwatts on the output of the controller. Never wanted to have a failsafe. If you look at the RSSI, I'm between 67 and 65, sometimes 59 on the RSSI, but never anything lower than that. So pretty awesome drone altogether. So yeah, guys, what do you think about this drone? What do you think about the footage? What do you think about the GoPro footage compared to the actual Caddx camera footage here from the goggles? Yeah, if you can get one of these, I would highly recommend it. I know there's a chip shortage right now and a lot of components are changing. I know a lot of manufacturers are advertising something and then maybe 3 months down the road, they're changing the motors or the flight controller or something. But in this configuration, this is the analog version. It works really, really well, guys. So yeah, let me know what you think about this drone down in the comments. And while you're down there, take a look at the channel. I have other videos on this drone and other drones on the channel. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. That means the world to me. And therefore, you'll be notified whenever I do drop another drone and FPV video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!